Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video I would like to talk a little bit more about my health journey, my weight loss journey, and the first progress in terms of the weight I lost and some progress in terms of my relationship with food, with myself, and the attitude to this journey in general. So today I have some good news to share. As of now, I have lost my first kilograms, and in case you have seen some of my previous videos, you know that in order to be healthy at least, I need to lose around 30 kilograms. And I have a couple of previous videos when I tell why it is exactly 30 and kind of some plans how I'm going to lose that weight. So today I have the first 5 kilos. My first lost 5 kilos news to share. And even though it seems like a small thing, especially if we take into account the amount of time it took me to lose actually those 5 kilos, and it's actually like more than a year already, and it may seem like so strange, like I had a year, and during this 1 year on my health journey, on my weight loss journey especially, I was able to lose only 5 kilos, which seems like nothing. But in case you check again some of my previous videos, you know that before even starting losing the kilos, before this start of losing weight, I decided that first I need to work with myself, with my self-love, with my self-respect, with the relationship with food, since I'm dealing with binge eating, severe binge eating episodes, emotional eating, extremely bad relationship with food, a very long history of dieting and gaining and losing weight, and typically gaining even more than I lost while being on some kind of weight loss journey. Not so good relationship with my health, not so good relationship with myself. There is a lot of things to talk about and to mention, and practically all the videos on my channel so far are already in one way or another devoted to this topic, how I'm dealing with those issues, what kind of tools, mostly psychological tools, I'm using, how I'm building on my new identity, how I'm trying to set realistic goals and set them, how I'm trying to improve my relationship with food. So there is already a bunch of information on my channel. But kind of the point here is these 5 kilograms, these first 5 kilograms that I have lost, practically happened not because I followed already a diet, not because I did some extreme sport, not because I was on a diet, not because I was paying attention to the macros. These first 5 kilos that I lost, it's the only result of working with my head and trying to establish slowly those healthy habits. And again, even though for some of you 5 kilos in like over a year, it's like nothing, it's way too long, and it doesn't mean that you should follow my example, but I understand now from the perspective of all those issues that I was dealing with, and from the point where I started doing it all, 5 kilos in a year, it's a very good result, especially since it was something like a bonus, not something I especially was working on. And definitely my inner work, my relationship with myself, with food, with all those things that I mentioned, they are so much better now. So this year was really great, and I have fantastic results. And even though on the surface it's only 5 kilos, inside there is so much more. First of all, I would like to tell a little bit about myself. So practically I've been dealing with weight loss all my life. I was slim as a child, but once I hit my teenage years, I started gaining weight, and it was like a trouble through my middle school, through my high school. Once I got into university, I was able to lose some weight, and I was kind of more or less stable. But once I started my first job, once I moved to another city, slowly, year by year, I was gaining weight, and I was kind of floating around 80 kilograms for the most of my adult life. Like if we take into account university time and like after university time. So in my mid-30s, I moved to another country, I got married, and practically I was in that weight, around 80 kilograms for all that time. So after COVID happened, and after COVID and after all those horrible things that happened, I was only kind of gaining weight more and more. I guess probably, even if I'm honest, 2019 probably was the last good year in general. And it was the last year when I was actually around my 80 kilograms, like plus minus a couple of kilos. And it was kind of my stable weight. It's still too much. I was overweight, but I was not obese. And starting with COVID and everything what happened in the world, after COVID, slowly, year by year, I was gaining more and more weight. And some kind of insight, some kind of understanding and accepting of this situation happened last year in August 2024. Once I stepped on the scale, and I haven't done it for a while, and I stepped on those scales and I saw 98 kilograms, and I was shocked because it was definitely the highest weight I ever had in my life. I was already obese, and I understand that with obesity comes a lot of health issues, both for my mental and for my physical health. And I was even scared, and I remember in August it happened. I opened computer, I started checking something, and I saw all those articles and videos how dangerous it is for women in my age, and I was in my mid-30s to be obese, and like I'm only getting older, all those potential risks I'm gonna have, again, both for my mental and for my physical health. So I was pretty scared of my potential future. And I already felt in general not so good, both mentally and physically. And that's around the time when I started recording some of my first videos on the channel, especially that video when I'm talking that I need to lose 30 kilos. And I understood in August that I need to change my attitude, because obviously all the history of dieting that I had before, restriction and some occasional gym or some kind of sport hitting time, it's not working for me. So I need to change the attitude. I need to make it something like my lifestyle. And for a while, for a couple of months, I was dealing pretty good with that. And I lost around 6 kilograms. So I was around 92 around December. And December, especially around Christmas, unfortunately, I again lost control. Maybe I never even had it. So Christmas, New Year, all those long winter holidays, it was messed up. And I don't know why, especially after kind of being so right, following my diet, doing sport, walking a lot. This is the time when I especially started walking, and luckily this habit's still with me. And all those 6 kilograms that I lost, I was so happy and I was so proud of myself. After, like, December was like horrible. I was binge eating practically every single day. I gained more weight than I even lost. I was feeling like horrible. I had brain fog. I was unhappy. Probably I was also depressed. I didn't feel good, and it might be something seasonal. As we know, in winter it's kind of cold and dark, so we are not feeling so good, but most probably it was also connected with all that extra weight that I gained and how I felt about myself. I felt like a loser, like somebody who cannot lose weight, and like, you know, this feeling that I become obese, I don't know, it was like really killing me. And I thought, okay, New Year, magical time is happening. So starting from the January 1st, I again gonna start kind of from a new page. And I had a nice celebration on the New Year's Eve. I had a lot of food. I had champagne. So like it was also I was eating late. So anyway, I woke up in the morning on January 1st, 2025. I stepped on the scale and I saw my new record. It was 101 kilogram. It was kind of almost 102. It was 101 with something. So again, I was like afraid. It freaked me out so much. And I remember, like, I had time, so I just like drink a lot of water. I had coffee. I took a notebook and like a pen, and I was kind of putting all my thoughts there, what to do. I was afraid, I was disappointed, I felt horrible, but at the same time, maybe because of this kind of magical time, this extra motivation that we have at that very first day of the year, that I also was kind of motivated and determined to change. So again, I thought that I had some good lessons, which happened to me in the previous months, like I mean from August till December. I learned some good lessons, so some of those habits I kept, like in terms of being more active, in terms of walking, and in terms of kind of working with myself, paying a bit more attention to myself, have more self-compassion. But I understood that there are some rules. There is a reason why I keep overeating once I have a difficult day. There is a reason why I have those binge eating episodes. There is the reason once I feel not good, food is some kind of solution that I'm going to. And I understood that I actually need to work with my head, that I need to work with myself, because again, my relationship with myself are not that good in terms of self-love, self-respect and everything. And I decided that this year definitely should be different. And instead of just focusing on my calories, on my nutrition, on sport activity, on anything, I would put my attention to me. I will look at relationship with myself. I will try to build more self-love, self-respect, self-compassion. I will try to establish better relationship with food. I was thinking about meditation. I was thinking about journaling. I found really nice exercises, which I'm still doing now, in terms of building a new identity and setting your goals based on that identity-centered approach, and the exercise of anchoring. And again, there are videos on my channel about that, so I'm not going to talk about it right now. Those were like game changer for me, and I'm still using them quite a lot. Some of them become like automatic already. So during this time, practically from January till now, and now we are already in October, I was mostly focusing on that. And I decided that once I feel more or less better about all those things that I was working on, like my mental health, like my self-love, self-respect, this identity-based goal approach, I will slowly start implementing also other things, mostly which are already directed on losing weight, because one way or another I do need to lose this weight. I'm obese and this is definitely not healthy. On the 1st of October 2025, today, I step on the scale in order to see the progress. And the scale showed me today exactly 96 kilograms, so 96.0 kilograms. And I understood that if we take into account the weight I had on the January 1st, it's like exactly 5 kilograms I lost, which seems kind of crazy on one hand. It's like way too little through all these months, like there is more like 6 months past, like a lot of time has passed already. I'm in a couple of months we're hitting New Year again, so, and I only lost 5 kilograms, which seems like a nonsense. But weight loss was not the primary focus on this health journey, even though I do want to lose it, especially in terms of my health. These 5 kilograms I lost kind of accidentally as a bonus while working on the other goals of mine. And because now I feel more or less comfortable about that, I'm ready to be more focused on my nutrition, especially on some macros, on fiber intake, on protein intake, but not only, in terms of actually stabilizing my weight. And I think it's a very good time because again, we are in October, cold days are coming, short days are coming, holidays not so far. So again, we are coming to that season when it will be cold, it will be gloomy, it will be dark, gray, and there will be a lot of tasty food around. And I think this time is perfect not only to test all those habits that I have built over spring and summer, and all those to test all those relationships I built with myself and with food, but it also will be a good time actually to start building new neural pathway in my head in terms of dealing with food, no matter the season, no matter the time, no matter the mood. So I'm going to use this channel again as something like a diary in order to give more details on my weight loss journey. I still gonna be making a lot of information, a lot of content connected with this kind of mental aspect, this self-love, again, self-respect, anchoring, etc., because I think those are great tools that practically changed my life. But at the same time, I would like to add to this channel more information which is directly connected to weight loss, especially for those of us who are dealing with binge eating. And we already know that in case you're a binge eater, you already know it yourself that once we're trying to restrict ourselves and pay attention to calories, pay attention to food, this is actually something that triggers sometimes, not sometimes, probably always, those binge eating episodes. So there's a lot to cover here, so please stay tuned. And if you have your personal stories to share, some of your personal experience, especially if you're dealing with similar issues, but not only, please share them in the comments below, because again, the more successful stories we have, the more tools we have, the easier it is for us to reach our big and ambitious goals. So thank you for staying here with me. Thank you for all your support, and I will see you soon.